running two businesses is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Dude, I've for a long time, for the last 8 years, I've been in the construction world, right? And like I told you guys last year, I branched out to do my own stuff with the, roofing sales and construction sales stuff, right? Well, at the same time as I got money and I got more roofing sales, I bought an ATM company, and some of you guys have been following me because of the ATM content that I produce. And now I have these two companies that I'm running. The ATM company that I've kind of like stopped growing because, it just got overwhelming. And then the roofing company that is taking up too much time, and I want to double down on it because the margins and the sky limit, like the limit or the amount of money or the potential that I could possibly make is a lot higher. And now I'm like debating on whether I want to do the two. And I've come to the conclusion this week that I think I want to sell the ATM company or do something else. Like I told you guys, there's something else in the ATM company that I can possibly do to kind of move and step back and focus and go all in into the construction company, because I'll have a better chance of making more money there. And if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Chris. Well, I run a construction company. I have an ATM company with like 30, 40, 50 machines, something like that. And I make this content so you guys can follow along in the journey, and we'll see exactly how we, get to where we want to get to. And then today's video is going to be talking about like running two businesses, bro. Running two businesses and how it's wearing me out, bro. Like this week has been crazy. I just got my haircut, bro. I get a haircut every single week. If you guys don't get a haircut every single week and you're in sales, bro, number one tip that I can get you is ugly people cannot sell, or it's a lot easier to sell if you look good, you present yourself. So I get a haircut every single week. So back to the video. Anyways, there's a couple of topics I want to talk to you guys about today. Where like running two businesses, bro, like for a really long time. Like I know when I first started my entrepreneur journey, I did almost everything, bro. Like I did all sorts of different businesses. I thought one was gonna be better than the other. I thought I was gonna like, do this and this and that. And like with the sales stuff, when like I'm just getting fed leads, running 2 leads a day, like yeah, you have time, you can do other stuff if you're not, just selling, which was something that I needed to fix in my mindset and stuff like that. But it wasn't something that I was getting burned out. Like I was able to just take one day off, run the ATM shit on my downtime, I go fill it up. But now that I'm like doing all this construction stuff, plus having to get like setters, plus having to get sales guys, plus running production, plus running marketing, it requires so much of my time, bro. Like this ATM stuff just takes too much of my time. Like as if you guys know, you guys been following, I just moved out to Irvine. Most of my like ATMs are in like Hollywood, so I drive all the way from like Irvine all the way to Hollywood, and then I drive all the way to Ventura to go to get my other route. So it's like, bro, just getting back and forth on a Thursday takes up my entire day. So there's like, I start like at 9 all the way to like 9 p.m. That's a 12-hour shift of just driving, and I just can't do it anymore. And it just doesn't make sense for the amount of money that I'm possibly making. Yeah, it's passive income and it's cool, but like it just doesn't make sense anymore. And I want to go ahead and talk to you guys of why it doesn't make sense. And like sometimes in the beginning, bro, you might just be better off going all in into one business, bro, and not trying to do everything. Like I understand this content stuff is like another business in itself, but like it's like I can do it on my downtime. Like right now I'm charging my car, and like I can do this, right? Like this is technically a business, but it's not too much because it all ties into the construction stuff and everything that we're doing. Plus I'm just documenting everything. But I'm getting burnt out, bro. I'm getting burnt out from that drive. I'm getting burnt out of doing like the money situation where like, bro, like I live in an expensive state where if I were to get all the money that I have in my ATM stuff, like if I sold it or if I just took out the Volti money and I invested it back over here and I had less time over there, then I can make more money here because I can invest like 10 G's in a month into like freaking marketing, and then double that and then triple that, and then boom, bada bing, bada boom, and then we got the ball rolling, bro. Like I really just need 1 or 2 leads a day, and I can get to like $1 million, $2 million a month, $2 million a year just myself, because that's what I was doing as a sales guy. So, if I look at these two companies, right, I got the ATM company and I got the construction company. The reason why I invested into the ATM company is because I just had money, bro. I just had money, and I'm like, I need to park it everywhere. And every single avenue that I looked at, which was like savings accounts, stocks, everything was just not giving me the return that I wanted. And the best cash flow for you to get back your money, that was so fucking horrible, but the best place to park your money and get cash flow is going to be another business. That's why I tell people, start a business, bro. If you want to make money, start a business. If you don't want to make money today, then invest into stocks, invest into real estate, invest it into something else that you don't have a lot of work in. But most people want cash flow, bro. I want cash flow, and that's why I did the ATM business, because it was the fastest one to make a lot of cash flow. It was the least amount of work, and it is the least amount of work, bro. Like if I really like fixed it up, bro, I'd probably be working it like one time a week. I could get it to one time a month, but there's just so much money that you put up to risk that it just doesn't make sense. That's why I always tell people, like, look at the risk factors, bro. Look at the risk factors of the business to make sure that it's even worth your while and what your ceiling is. And I think I've capped it, bro. Like, I grew it to like 50 machines. I lost a couple machines here and there, and like I've been stabilized anywhere from 30 to 40 machines. And it's just too much time, too much headache. Like, I have a machine that broke down the other day, and I'm like, bro, to repair this thing is gonna cost $1,000. And it used to be a really good location, and now it just does barely like $20 a month. And I'm like, the part's gonna cost me $1,000 to recover on that. Even if I was barely making like $100 on that, it's gonna take me a whole entire year to recover just on this little part that just broke. And that's what most people don't tell you about the ATM business, bro. Is that these machines can cost you a lot of money, and for you to get that return, bro, it'll probably take you like 2 years to make that money back. And that's if nothing goes bad during that time, bro. And it just doesn't make sense for me anymore, bro. So I'm better off not growing it. That's why when I grew to like so many X and X amount of locations, like I remember when I started with 10, it was easy to run. Then I grew to like more, and I started voting for other people, bro. And I started going to Ventura, and I'm all like, fuck, like, at one point you need vultures. You need to like share and split the profits. Like, it's the same thing as running the construction company. Like, I can't run some X amount of appointments. If a sales guy can only run 2 to 3 appointments a day, and then he's burnt out, bro. And then the same thing with the ATMs. I'm like, bro, like, just filling them, unless I'm filling them every single day. And like, even then, like, my homie who has like a bunch of machines, he has like 120, 150 machines. He's barely breaking like $13,000-$15,000 a month. And like, that's cool. That's what I was making as a sales guy. But like, bro, like, I'm trying to shoot for bigger numbers. I'm trying to get to like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 a month. And I'm not going to be able to do that at the ATM company. And that's why I'm like, fuck, bro, like, I really just got to sacrifice this thing to go all in to be able to make that amount of money that I want to make. So the second company is just taking too much of my time, bro. Like, right now, because I don't want to put too much money into it, because I've been feeding it back to the construction company little by little, I go there twice a week, bro. I go there like on Sundays, I go there on Fridays, and it's just too much time. I told you guys I also started roofing school, and I'm all like, bro, like, that cut into my selling time. So it's like, if I got to do this and I got to do that, and it's just like so much going into that. So like, having a second company, bro, eats up a lot of your time. And that's what people don't realize. In the beginning, you don't have enough time to do everything. You don't have the money to hire other people. You have to just focus on one thing. And I'm finally realizing all that stuff. And I knew this a couple months, and I've been struggling with this for the last couple months. And I've told all my friends, I'm like, bro, I want to sell. And now that I'm like older and I'm doing bigger things, I've come to the conclusion where, like, bro, now I understand why people sell, even though they have two businesses and it's a profitable business. Like, why would they sell? Like, why would you sell? And it's because it's just like better to just focus on one thing, bro. It really is. It's just better to focus on one thing, or have the money to hire somebody to do that, and you make less. And that's where I'm kind of heading at. I'm like, bro, like, it's just too much time. I'd rather invest it over here. And now it's creating mental noise like in my head, bro. Where like, bro, like, I have to go fill this up. I got to do this and I got to do that. It's just like, I don't want to focus on that. Like, I really just want to go out and I want to sell. I want to go out and want to go sell. And that like makes me a lot more money. Like, I'd rather do that. And fortunate decisions you don't want to make. And like, it's just a lot, bro. Like, there's sometimes where like, bro, there's so many other places that you can put your money on. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a great business. The ATM business is a great business. You want someone to just park your money. But long term, if you're trying to get rich, it's not the place you want to be at, bro. If you have a salary job, if you have a sales job, and you just need a place to park your money, oh my God, look at this. This truck is passing by. And it made my whole shot look so much better. Oh, fuck. If you have a sales job, or if you have like a salary job or anything like that, bro, like, guarantee it is a good place to park your money. Like, it's almost like better than real estate here in California. It just doesn't like, you know, like go up in value. It can possibly go down in value. Like, I'm not gonna get the money that I invested, but at least it got me through the years, bro. Like, that's not like really like struggling about it, or like, you know, hurting, and not like, I really just want to go ahead and sell it. And this has been a thought of mine for a really long time, where I've been thinking ever since I left the construction company. Yeah, it was keeping me afloat and it was like paying for my bills, but like, bro, like, what is that costing me in regards of time, right? Like, for me to run appointments, for me to reinvest back into like marketing and everything that I have to, like, it's just not worth it anymore, bro. It's just not worth it. And I've been telling myself for a really long time, and I think now I finally come to the conclusion where I need to step back, bro, and I need to step back. So what does that look like when it comes to stepping back? A lot of you guys that follow me for my ATM content there's two things that you can do, and this is how you make money in the ATM company, right? So like, one is you can own the land, which is own the contract, own the location. You can own the machine, right? And then you can own the money. You can do these three things in the ATM business, right? You can split the money three different ways, right? Which is, you obviously split it with the owner, the person that owns the location. So you split that, right? And then you have X amount. That's why it's important that you charge X amount so you can do this play, because sometimes it doesn't make sense to run this play. So you charge X amount, right? Then from there, your money and then the machine's money, which is yours. So you run the risk. But if you want to get a vaulter, right, then you split it three ways, which is your owner, yourself, and then the vaulter. Normally, for someone to vault a machine, depending on experience, you pay them anywhere from 75 cents all the way to $1, all the way to $1.25, depending on the numbers of the machine, right? My locations are all together. If you put all the locations together for a vaulter, it makes sense if I pay them $1. Where I shoot myself in the foot is that there's some ATM locations in Hollywood that I have that are in tattoo shops that my split and buying those was such a horrible idea a long time ago. Yeah, I paid back, and yeah, I got some other machines for it, like, and it made sense at the time, and you know, now it's gone down in value, and all this dumb shit that I'll probably explain to you guys later when I actually go through the sell. Which, by the way, if you guys are following the channel, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe button, because one of the content videos that I'm gonna make is the sell or the vaulting of all of this stuff. So this video, I'm not gonna tell you guys what happens after, so you guys make sure you guys follow along so I can tell you exactly what I did. So in case you guys find yourself in a predicament where you also want to sell, or you also feel stressed out about it, this is how I went about it. So I have vultures for some of my locations. That's how I got rid of some of Ventura, but we couldn't find someone to sell that route, so I'm selling a route in Ventura. And then I got Hollywood, which I vote, and then I have somebody else I vote for the other person, right? And then I have him vote for some of my locations, and I'm all like, all right, cool. I'm doing the least amount of work, but still I'm having to go there because my machines, they take a shitload of money sometimes. It's not like $20 here and there. Like, they be taking out like $100, $200. I think last night they went over 2,000 in just a weekend. I'm all like, bro, what the hell? It's good stuff, but now it's more time, and I'm like, is it worth my time to go all the way to Hollywood, fill those things up, and waste an hour, 2 hours of my time, plus maybe 3 hours, instead of being able to do something else? And that's where, like, my mental stuff is, like, hurting. So, like, now, the way that I can step back is two ways. It's going to be, one, I sell the route completely, meaning I sell all of Hollywood and I sell all of Ventura all together and ship it out. And because I want to sell and I want to sell fast, it works the same way as flipping houses, right? Where, like, if you want to just out of your money because you're in debt and you want to just pay stuff, you just quick sell, right? Normally, you can sell a route anywhere from like 12 months to 18 months worth of profit plus the machine's cost, right? Depending on how old the machines are. So because I want to sell fast, I'm thinking of doing anywhere from 6 to 12 months, depending on, you know, like what offers I have, just to get it to go through, and create some type of deal. Like, that would be like, okay, I don't want anything to do with the business anymore. I'm just going to sell it off to somebody else, and then they can own the locations and they can do with all that stuff. I'm charging my car. I got to go freaking uncharge this stuff. And luckily for me, like, I have a Tesla, so like, it helps me with like driving and stuff, but like, bro, still, like, that's another cost that people don't take into account when it comes to like doing all this stuff, bro. Like, it takes time and it takes money to like charge and do all this stuff, bro. So so I can sell and I'll be completely zero. I'll make some money off of the sale, so I make my money back on, like, you know, selling. I'll probably make anywhere from like 6 to 10 grand on just the sell plus all my vaulting money. In equivalents, maybe I'll make like 15, maybe, no, I'll probably make like 25 G's on everything, right? I'll get 25 G's, which is great, bro. Like, that's enough money to kind of keep the ball rolling and to go all in on this shit, you know, on marketing and all that stuff. Or two, I just get all my vaulting money back. So I put it in the group chat, and I've already like told some people, were like, bro, like, I'm selling or I'm vaulting. I want out. I want to focus on my construction company. I really do. So that being the case, if I'm gonna sell, if I want to vote to some people, then how that would work is I am completely out of the system. I have to talk to my boy and let him know, like, hey, like, I'm not voting anymore. I can't do this thing anymore. Like, I can hook you up with my boy. I'll tell them, like, hey, they can vote for you. They'll use their money, and I'll work out a deal with them. But if I let them vote, the only thing that I would be doing is just the paperwork, making sure that all my clients are, like, you know, getting paid every single month, and I'll just keep, like, you know, making sure that they get paid. That's the best thing that I can do, right? And then I won't have to vote it anymore. I won't have to do anything. I won't have to show up at Hollywood, just deliver checks one time a month, which is the least amount of work that you can do in an ATM business. But considering all the machines, bro, I'm going to be making almost, maybe I'll go from like making 2,000 to 2,500 bucks all the way down to like maybe 500 bucks, maybe 500 bucks, maybe 300 bucks a month. That's like, if I can sell it, I can sell it, right? I'll sell it for something and, you know, maybe make some money off of it. Or maybe I can sell and have somebody else vote and create some type of deal like that, right? Between two people that like, hey, he's willing to vote. You're willing to buy. Are you willing to like take? And then maybe some people are willing to do it. Some people are not. Like, it depends. But honestly, that location is worth somebody just running it themselves. So that being the case, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, all right, like, it's just too much. I'd rather take it. And I've been thinking about this for a really, really long time. And I'm all like, bro, like, I just can't. I try to hold on for as much as I can, but I found an opportunity with cold callers who are probably going to take this business to the next level. And I want to be there to be able to close and teach and sell and do everything that I have to do. But I think I finally came to the conclusion, bro, of like, I think it's time to get rid of this ATM company for real. Even though I've been saying this for all my vlogs all the time, like, I'm gonna sell. And even though I've kind of got rid of some, this time I think it's for real, bro. This time I think it's for real that I'm actually gonna sell the ATM company, and I think I'm done. And I try not to be so emotional of all this stuff, right? Because like, it's like my first big risk that I took. Not even my first, but like, it's one of the biggest risks that I took when I, you know, got into the business, and then I grew it. And, you know, that's when I like believed in myself and I started to take risk. And like, now I'm going through the exact same thing, but like with bigger numbers. And it's scary, and I don't know how I feel about it. I feel very emotional because it's kind of like a baby, but I also have to remember business is not emotional, and you shouldn't be tied to these little things because we're not going to carry it when we're dead. And it's just like, bro, get over it. Like, people get rid of businesses all the time, and it's like, you're not going to grow to the level that you want to grow to if you keep holding on to things, bro. Like, sometimes you're going to have to let a baby die in order for a man to grow. Hey, that's the horrible fucking example. But nonetheless, bro, I think I'm done. So, sorry for my rant this whole entire video, but I felt like this is all part of the process that you guys need to see and understand, so you guys can see the honest truth of all that stuff. And I know some of you guys follow me for my ATM content, and if you guys got here through my ATM content, I hope you guys follow me for my construction content, because that's where this channel is going. So, but we always try to keep it real with you guys, tell you guys the truth, the behind the scenes of everything, document everything, so you guys can see everything of what's happening behind the scenes of growing an entire business from zero to something. You know, because this is fun. Documenting everything is fun. Making money is fun. Doing all this stuff is fun. And I do it for you guys, and I do it for myself. I do it for my 50-year-old self. And I look back and I'll be like, bro, you remember when you were struggling to like sell the ATM company, and then you sold it, and you reinvested everything back into the company, and then that shit exploded from like $0 to $5 million in like fucking 2 years? You remember that? And you were scared to fucking sell because it was your baby? And then look at you. And it's the same thing that happened when I freaking started in the ATM business, when I was like $10,000, $20,000 in. And like, that got me started with 4 machines, and I was scared on whether it was going to work. And it was $10,000 that I'm investing that I was probably never going to see back. And I'm like, fuck. And then you grew it, and you stayed alive, and you made it through all these years, and you did something. And that right there is good enough for me, bro. I'm done with that shit. So, I gotta work out numbers on what I'm gonna sell. If you guys are interested, make sure you guys follow the channel, because next video or the following video, I'm gonna go over all the numbers once I find somebody to take over this deal. And then I'm gonna tell you guys my next play of the construction stuff that I have going on, because I think I figured it out. I think I figured out the lead source that I'm gonna make me print money. And yeah, guys, love you guys. I'll see you guys soon.